Evening everybody, Rich here, back for another From the Depths sinking ship video, and this is sinking the Queen Elizabeth II, or the QE2 if you like. It's another ship that I've made a tutorial for in Minecraft, and then converted it over to From the Depths. I didn't actually have the ship in my storage, so I had to make it again, so luckily my tutorial was actually quite easy to follow, so yeah, I made quite a good job out of it. So here we go, here's the QE2, or the Queen Elizabeth II, whichever you want to do. The tutorial in question is actually called How to Build an Ocean Liner tutorial, so it's not actually called the QE2 or Queen Elizabeth II tutorial, so I may rename it, I may even remake the tutorial itself, I shall see. But overall the conversion didn't go too bad. She's mainly made out of light alloy, but the bottom of the ship, the draft is, like before, solid heavy armour. So she's pretty tough, but also balances it all out. Not a huge variety of colour on this ship as well. It's mainly white, black, red, and grey. That's pretty much it. Oh, and yellow for the lifeboat davits. Now the story with the lifeboat davits are the lifeboats were attached, but when I converted it to From the Depths, they all fell off because they weren't attached properly. So we can just say that the ship has been abandoned and everyone's got off safely. So there we go. But yeah, this shouldn't be too big or too long a video because the ship is a hell of a lot smaller than the Aquitania and the Lusitania and the Titanic, so it is quite a bit smaller. So we shall see. But as usual, got the usual suspect here, the Mamba, and what we're going to do the usual thing. We're going to either shoot, or I've been asked to shoot at the stern, but I think I'll shoot at the bow again on this one, just for fun. So we're going to aim our gun roughly about there. Big bang, wasn't ready for that. And just aim at the bow like that. And that has done enough damage. It has done quite a bit of damage as well. That's gone right through the ship. But it hasn't actually damaged the heavy armour, so she's still floating. Neither compartments are flooded. There is water in it because of the graphics, but the water isn't actually flooded in here, if you know what I mean, because the heavy armour is actually still above the water and not cracked. Although it was below the waterline there. So if we aim same place again, but a bit lower, so we aim there, might be able to crack the armour like that. And yep, that's done the damage now. So now she's going down a little bit, but not a huge amount. So we've got a bulbous bow on this one as well, but it's more of a thumb rather than a bulbous bow. But so we've done the damage. We've broken open effectively a sarcophagus, and it's now breached, and both compartments are breached as well. So it's a longitude compartment here, but they're both breached. So what we're going to do, move along now, move to the next compartment, and blast it there. And that has not damaged it, but it's not needed because the water is flowing from one compartment to the other. So I really need to tone down those shells because they're making a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, it's like a nuclear blast has gone off in there. I mean, look at the radius of that. But the damage has been done, and the compartment is breached, but not to the other side. So she's going to list slightly. If we look at her from the front, she is very slightly listing. She's not a huge amount like I'd expect, but she's just a subtle list. So usual suspect. Move along to the next compartment and kaboom it there. And another big blast. So just see what happens there. The ship is going to go down ever so slightly because it's mainly light alloy, so it's sort of outweighing the or outbuoyancing the heavy armour at the moment. So although it has done a lot of damage, the ship is sort of going to remain buoyant for quite a while. So next job, move to the next compartment, which is basically there. So we aim there. That was a big blast, and yep, she's going down a lot more now. As you can tell, I've moved the Mamba a lot closer this time as well, so we can actually don't have to wait so long for things to hit. So that's the ship down in the bow like that. And we just head over to the stern. The stern has risen a little bit, but nothing catastrophic. So you can see the propellers are still underwater. Yep, that's she's down in the bow, but the stern isn't really up. So next job, what we're going to do, we're going to either aim at the compartment, the next compartment along, or we can just shoot a lot of torpedoes at her. I've been told off for swearing as well, so I'm not going to be swearing for or in this video, unless I do it by accident. So what we're going to do, move to the next compartment and do it again. And I'm going to watch from the inside to see how this looks. Jesus, that was a big blast. And yep, that's cracked the armour. Oh, can we get out? Cracked the armour and sending the bow tumbling down. I say tumbling down, it went down a little bit. So no big deal there. So what we're going to do, we're going to head back to Mamba. And I'm going to try and aim the torpedoes solely at the bow, because I don't want them to curve around and hit the rest of the ship, because I want the bow to go down. So what we're going to do, we're going to drive a little bit closer. And try and keep up with it. I'm going to stop about there, because I want to aim the torpedoes directly at the bow and not make them turn off to the stern. So if we aim about, I'll sort of sit about there. And then we fire them and see where they go. Like I said, I don't want them to turn off like their ones are, so that's knackered that. I don't think those torpedoes have done anything. Where'd they go? They turned off, I don't know where they went. And they do have a habit of turning around and coming back and hitting me, so that's a bit worrying. Where did they go? Oh, no, not important. All that's important now is that the bow is now a hell of a lot more damaged, as you can tell. There isn't much to it, and it is very low in the water. Well, the forecastle's completely under, and the cargo cranes are in a perilous state. There comes the rest of the army of torpedoes, and all this piece is flying off. Oh Christ! And the bow's going down a little bit more again. As you can see, she's still stable. But it's basically just a case of removing as much alloy as we can, and it'll send the bow straight down. I mean, look at it, there's not even much left now. It's just a hollow skeleton, basically. So, fire a few more, just for fun. Most of them missed. Now the bow goes down a little bit more. The cargo cranes are completely under now, what the crane arms are. The counterweights are not quite. And I think there's a compartment which isn't flooded, because the way the ship is listing, that one's flooded. And yes, this compartment here, because it's a longitude compartment here. Yet behind it, they're all normal. So, or widthways. Here, this compartment in the bow is actually not flooded. So I'm going to leave that as is. If it gets flooded, then so be it. But I'm not going to aim at it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the Mamba around and aim a bit more towards midships, and then we fire a few more torpedoes. I'll say a few more, a few hundred more. A lot of them missed as well. And the bow once again takes a tumble. So the game is called From the Depths, but the ship is going into the depths, or back to the depths. So she's still stable, no problems there. So head to the stern, and you can see the stern is now much higher up the water. The propellers are out now, and there's 5 propellers per swastika, if you like. That's still not enough to move her along at a decent speed. I mean, the ship travels about, I'm not sure, about 9 knots. It falls something like 6 or 7 meters a second. So it needs readjusting, but we'll send a few more torpedoes in. A lot of them exploded and they killed themselves. I haven't got timers on these torpedoes, so they all fire off at the same time, so a lot of them don't hit. They just get killed by each other. But that's sent the bow down a bit more. So if I turn Mamba a bit more, then when she's loaded, we'll fire a few more. There we go. Ooh, that was a list. I think she dropped at the stern. No, she's actually rising at the stern. So the bow, blimey, the bow's now going down at a hell of a rate. And now the bridge is under. So I must have blasted open a compartment there. Right, so what's the damage? We have not much of the bow left. I think most of that's going to collapse. But you can still see the outline though. The outline of the ship is still there, so I can get the right angle. Yeah, you can see the silhouette of the bow. But the rest of it is gone. The boat deck is now very much in the water. The propellers are very much out of the well, they were out of the water. They sort of sunk back a bit more. And the bridge is completely under. We've got a white funnel as well. I forgot to mention this is sort of the early version of the QE2. And we shall fire a few more. And down she goes a little bit more. Not a huge amount, but it's enough. Well, saying huge amount, she's going down pretty quickly. The mast's still attached. The bridge wing has been been blown off. She's still going. She's moving. She's stable now. She's settled. So what we do? We'll fire a few more. I think most of these torpedoes will miss. Oh no. Blew themselves up. See, a lot of them just miss. And I think that the mast has been blown up. The mast has been blown in half, so that will collapse in a second. Well, it should do, but the ship is still tipping forward. So if we give it a minute, the mast should break off. But the ship is still going down. Alright, well that's... Yeah, I just think she was stable, but she said she's still moving. She's going down quite quickly at the bow, but I'm also a bit curious to know why the stern settled back. So if I'm going to oh, that's probably why. All the compartments have been blown open along the side, releasing all the water. So all the compartments, apart from the last two, yeah, the engine room's flooded. So the last two compartments are bone dry still. So that's why the stern didn't rise very much. And there goes the mast. The mast has just broken off. The lifeboat davit as well. So we've got bits falling off. So what do we do? Let's fire a few more. Most of them miss. You can see the torpedoes just curved off to the right there, and they're hitting the side of the ship, as you can see there. So that's why the stern settled back. So in theory the stern should have risen right out of the water, but the compartments have been blown open. So I really should have used less torpedoes, but never mind. So what I'm going to do, I'm turn the Mamba back towards the ship. I'm just going to carry on firing until the end. So it's not going to be long now. The ship won't last long. So she should be on her way down soon. Judging by the amount of pieces that are falling off of her, there isn't much left. But she's still at a very steep angle. Stern is still rising, I think, if I just look. Yeah, the stern... she's more moving forward than rising, I think. Oh, now it's rising. Okay, she just took a steady dip there. So let's fire a few more. And that's cracked open one of the compartments, and now the stern's settling back. The funnel's completely intact. I'm surprised by that. The ship is now on our way. The stern is still rising. So where is that compartment? That compartment is quite low in the water, so if I hit that, that's going to send the ship right down. So I don't really want to do that. I want to try and get the ship to upend. But now that I've just fired the torpedoes, I don't know what the torpedoes are going to do. So you can see the torpedoes are all aiming for that area. And one hit. Yeah, one's hit the final compartment, so now the ship is going to go down. So one rogue torpedo just hit that one piece I didn't want to hit. What a bugger. Never mind. So in theory, the ship should start down. So if you look inside, yep, that compartment's flooded. Yeah, all the compartments are now flooded. All flooded except... Oh no, I think they're all flooded now. Yeah, every compartment's flooded, so the ship should be completely deaded. She's taking her time. So we just turn the Mamba a bit more towards her. Cruel, I know, but let's have a look at it from this angle. Cruel, I know, but things have got to be done. And still torpedoes are hitting the bow. Bit mean, but there you go. And like I said, it wasn't going to be a long video. And down she goes. So there we go. That's the QE2 gone. And like I said, if you want to have a go at building this one, then by all means, there's a tutorial is available on my channel. Excuse the video though, I do sound very unenthusiastic during it. But that's the ship now heading for the bottom. I don't know how far away from the seabed she is. She's quite away from the seabed, so I don't think I'll be able to record direct, but as you can see, from this side she looks completely intact. From the other side, well, enough said. She is, there is nothing left on the side. I mean, it's like a cross section. But that's the way things go. And that one rogue torpedo hit right here. It blew open that compartment. So if it wasn't for that, the ship would still be up on the surface. But never mind. So now she's disappearing into the abyss. And that's pretty much it. So that's the QE2. Still haven't decided whether to put them on the Steam Workshop yet, because I think some people are going to be taking the piss with that if I do. But we'll see. I'm still deciding on it. But I've got ideas for other ships as well. So I'm sort of going through my inventory of the ships I have made for tutorials for, and going back and building them and then sinking them in this game. So that's what I've done with the QE2. Just went back to the tutorial and followed it. It didn't take very long because of if you have World Edit, you're okay. So that was sort of a couple of hours doing that. So I think the next one, I think I'll try and do the Kaiser Wilhelm de Grosse. I did a tutorial for that, and it's like this ship. It's sort of one of the forgotten tutorials that I made. It was there when I made it, and then it sort of got forgotten. So I may use that ship for a base in the next sinking ship video, but I'll see. I've also been asked to sink a ship as well. I can't remember what it's called. Was it the Conte Grosse? The Conte Grosse, I think that's what it was called. Someone has asked me to download this ship off the Steam Workshop, which is actually a pretty good ship. I mean, it's got a couple of aircraft on the stern, which can be launched. There's also some pretty big guns on it, and it also has AI as well. So that sort of thing I've got to keep avoiding because it keeps firing at me. And Mamba doesn't take damage too well. But there And that's maybe something for the future as well. But the QE2 is now quite a bit below the surface. You can see she's sort of tipping nose first down to the bottom, and she's still quite away from the seabed. I mean, she's in pretty much the deepest part of the ocean, sort of in a canyon. So she should be a while before she hits bottom. So I don't think I'll bother with an update video on it. So that's pretty much that. So that's all I've got to do, all I've got to say for today. So yeah, this is Rich signing off, logging off and disappearing, and I shall return with another video. Whether it be a sinking one, or a tutorial, or a preview, or whatever, but we'll see. So yeah, bye for now.